What's up guys, welcome to a new video, and today we are going to talk about video time lapse. Actually, I did a previous video talking about time lapse, taking different photos and putting them, like stacking together, all those things. This time it's all about the video things. So you guys know I'm using a 200D and it has a time lapse mode. My phone has a time lapse mode. I actually made a time lapse, but the phone just, oh god, yeah, it's just forget about it. I made a time lapse from this, and I want to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. It's like 110 subscribers. I was like, what? I haven't uploaded from a long time, and I guess like you guys are loving my video, and I love these clouds. So thank you guys. I'll try my best to make as much video as possible, and I promise you guys for that color grading tutorial for the log thing. Why did I say log thing? Cinestyle log picture profile to be exact, which is what I'm using right now. So there are still a lot of things that I need to discover. Yesterday I just discovered some new things where like just skyrocket my footage like anything. So I shot the time lapse right now with that same picture profile. Let's check out the time lapse and then let's get into color grading. Yo. So first let's talk about the settings. I'm sorry you heard we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the settings of the time lapse that I just showed you right now. I hope you guys liked it, and the shutter that I used was 150 at 24 frames per second, so double the frame rate. That's the basic rule that I always follow when I need such kind of thing. This, you can see the shutter is 320 because I don't have ND right now. I need that blurry background. It's f2.8, so I had to compensate something, so that's why I just increased the shutter. But for the time lapse I used 24 frames per second, 50 shutter speed. Got confused. My interval time was for 3 seconds, and it gave me a very nice motion. It wasn't that slow, it wasn't that fast, it was on the middle. You can go for 4 or 5 seconds, but it'll take longer. The interval time means the time which the camera takes to take one photo and then the next photo. So one photo is taken, 5 seconds of interval, and then the next photo is taken. I hope you understood. Based on the interval, you will get the amount of time that you require to shoot that time lapse. It took me like 24 minutes, some seconds, I don't remember the exact thing, but it took me like half an hour to shoot a 10-second time lapse because of that 3-second interval, and I needed a 10-second time lapse. So for that I needed 500 shots. I don't remember. I'll just write all the settings here, and maybe I am wrong in some parts. So here are all the settings that I used, and you guys already saw the time lapse. Now if you want a sunset time lapse, something like that, you have to like increase your interval like maybe like 10-15 seconds. You will get great amount of sunset, because sunset takes a lot of time, and you need that interval, a long interval actually, so that you can get the most amount of that movement. And the clouds are there. It's just awesome. I need to shoot that, okay? Now since this is in log format, so I need to convert it to Rec 709, which is the standard in everywhere, in movies and television, everywhere. So I need to convert this to Rec 709. So for that you can choose the LUT. In my case I'm using the Arri Alexa log C to Rec 709. I'll just drag and drop, and you can see this is what it is. Now you might say it's a little bit contrasty. I think this is the look that I want, but if you want a little bit more shadow, like you want a bit higher dynamic range, HDR look, so what you can do is you can see, come down over here, click on number 2, and you can increase the shadow, and you can see the buildings are now a little bit visible. But I don't want that right now. For me this is fine, this look. I really want this look because the sunset is happening. So I'll just drop the highlights very hard, like this is -100, completely -100, and you can see we are almost there. We are set to use this, but I don't want to use it. I can do something which can make this even more dope. Since I want a very contrasty look, so I should reduce the shadows a little bit more. So you can see from here I'm reducing it. I feel that reducing your highlights and shadows from this area, like which is written down there, is way much better compared to these color wheels. These color wheels is just spreading out the shadows and the highlights, whatever. You can see that it's making a little bit gray. I want to introduce a bit more blacks, And for my highlights, let's see, I'll just increase it a little bit. So yeah, this is looking good. Actually, this flare, oh my god, this is amazing. So now I'll make a new node, Alt S, and that is going to give me a new node. So there it is. So in this new node, I would do one thing, that I will make my orange a little bit more orange. I want to increase the saturation of the orange light over here that you can see right here. So by the way, I'm using my mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out, and click the mouse wheel and then just move anywhere you want. So that is what I'm doing it. Let's go to hue versus saturation, zooming it completely, because the color that I want is this is the color that I want. Like, I'm zoomed like 328%. that is insane. So select that color and increase the saturation from here, from this HSL curve. It's your personal preference. I think this is okay for me. A little bit more, yeah, that's okay. Going back to fit, and that is it. So now I still want a little bit more, so let's go for, in the same node, let's go for hue versus luminance. I want to reduce the luminance so that I can get the most details from every shot. So I've selected my orange color, dropping the luminance, and you can see if I increase it how it is happening, and if I decrease it I'm getting a little bit more information. Now you can see if I increase it, the picture is getting turned off, so be careful. Even if you decrease it a lot, you can see that, wow, this is disgusting. So I've decreased very less, and you can see right here that this is okay for me. So highlights, shadows, luminance, saturation, everything is adjusted. It's looking great, and I hope you guys are liking this as well. What I see here is I should make this blue a little bit more teal, because that sunset is usually, if you apply origin teal on sunset, this looks I mean that look on sunset is phenomenal. So let's make a new node, and in this one I can see some blue over here. So I'm gonna zoom in and take this blue part. First we're gonna go on hue versus hue to change the color. Select the blue. Now we can change the hue or the color, whatever you want to say. So if you want to be in Titan, you can make it red, but for me a little bit of teal is okay. Yeah, so this is fine. In the same node I am going to increase the saturation of the teal color. Increasing it, yeah, that's okay. And if I show you, like, this is it. So I'm happy with this look. Like, it's looking very nice. One thing that I want to do is let's see what happens if I do this. Actually, it's making my buildings a little bit more black and white. This is actually the luminance of the saturation curve, and what this curve does is actually removes the color from the shadows. So as you guys know, I always say shadows are not purple unless you're not Thanos. So if I increase the saturation, you can see on the building over here, on these buildings, that the saturation has been increased. If I decrease it, it's completely black and white. So I'll just leave it like that. I'll not mess up with this thing. So in 3 nodes you are getting a very beautiful time lapse. So if I play this, it is looking so incredible. So that's it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and a lot will be coming soon, some reviews as well. If you can see this box over here, I'll be talking about that later. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, do whatever, like hit the bell. Of course, hit the bell, because a lot more videos is coming. Thank you for your support. See you later. Peace.